Hello, my name is Kirk, and as some of you may already know, my partner Marion is going on a 2-month trip to visit her parents, her family, in beautiful Los Angeles, California. We live in New York, so she is going to be 3,000 miles away. These 2 months are going to be the longest that either of us have ever been apart, and I've never lived alone before. I've never even spent 2 months living by myself before. So this is a totally new experience. I thought that, I don't know, I'm gonna go out of my mind if I don't do something. So I'm just vlogging about it. I'm just gonna vlog and we'll see what happens. I already feel like I'm going a little stir crazy, and literally her flight has just taken off. So today is day 0 of Marion being gone for 2 months. And I guess let's start with a tour of my beautiful home. Let's go. All right, so those of you who have watched my streams will be familiar with this setup here. This is sort of our studio space where we do shoots. Marion is a photographer. I make videos and other stuff, and this is sort of the space where it all happens. We have a beautiful light setup over here. Plants, some lovely plants, a monstera, polea, and some other kinds of plants. Tons of light coming in here. This is our little piano space, a whiteboard. Kim Tae-young of BTS. But yeah, this whole space is something we just normally leave empty. Got an equipment rack over there. This is a light that we use as a lamp. Here is Marion's desk. As you can see, it's to her taste, to her style, all of the stuff that she has up there. And mine is, of course, right next to it, where we often work side by side, hanging out, having a great time making things. We have a little sort of like sofa. We actually got this from her cousin, Marion's cousin, and it has this cool, whoa, convertible sofa thing, which is cool. Got a TV, some records, a record player. Yeah, so this is our front door. Wow, front door, so fancy. It goes right here into our kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen is nice. We have like a breakfast nook that we almost never use, which is, as you can see, it's like covered with stuff. But yeah, these are some paintings Marion did. Very beautiful. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Our little space here in New York. More stuff on the walls, more paintings or drawings by either of us. There's our bathroom in there. It's like a cute little purplish tone. And here is the master bedroom. Here are our 2 cats. Squirtle is the black one. He's shy. Margarita is the gray one with the collar. She cannot be disturbed by anything. Barely even registering that I'm here. Our bookshelf, yes. Some more art on the wall. A lot of these are Marion's photos that she's taken. Yeah, and that's really it. Our room is kind of sparse right now, actually, and that's sort of, wow, it's really sparse, actually. But yeah, so that's sort of what we're gonna remedy is now I think I'm gonna go make some art to fill that like blank space on the wall right there. I'm gonna make some art. Got our supplies, we got paper, pastels, and a glue stick. What I'm planning on doing is like if you've seen hanging scrolls or something like that, something that's like very tall and vertical to go in the space that's behind me, because that just feels like an empty space. So I'm gonna start by gluing this stuff together. I don't know what design I'm gonna use. We'll figure that out later, don't worry about it. When I said that this will be the longest that Marion and I have ever been apart, what I mean is that we've been together for 10 years. We've been with each other for 10 years, and we started living together very early on in that 10 years. We started living together like within a year of meeting each other. So we've only really been apart ever for a couple weeks at a time. we're sort of referring to this as our sabbatical. Marion is going to help support her family who lives there. She is also going there to archive her family's photos and videos. She comes from a family of photographers, and so she is going back partially with the intention of archiving this footage. And that is, I think, just really, really cool. What I am doing with this time, I'm gonna record an album of music. I started playing music when I was 8 years old. I started playing saxophone. I just heard it one day when I was like a little 3-year-old or third grader at some school concert. I fell in love with the sound, and I never stopped playing music since then. I went to UCLA actually for music composition. I never wanted to be a composer. I always wanted to be a popular musician, to play music for people, music that people love having in their lives, music that changes people's lives. The only problem was that before I came out as trans, before I knew I was trans, I was so angry. I was so angry at myself and at the world because I just felt I was just so miserable all the time, and I couldn't handle being so miserable all the time. And it came out in my music. I was filled with self-loathing, self-doubt, all these really negative emotions that came out in the music and made it unpleasant to listen to. Like literally, like the music I was writing was consciously or unconsciously intended to push people away. So I made it hard to listen to. I made it hard to like. I was aiming to fail, to prove to myself that I wasn't good enough, to prove to myself all these bad things that I had said to myself. But once I realized that I was trans, once I came out and came to terms with it and came out as non-binary, once I started to work on all of these things and realized that it wasn't some intrinsic thing about me, it was because I was trying to live my life as someone that I wasn't, that is when I started being able to write music again. That is when I started being able to want to write music again. And last year, I wrote all these songs that are really good, in my opinion, that are really loving and listenable and fun. I'm really excited about it because being a musician is all I've ever wanted to do in my life, ever. I have no other desires, honestly. I am sure that for all of you watching this, there's something in your life that just fills you with joy when you do it. I hope that you have that. I hope that you have something that when you're doing it, it's like everything else disappears. Like the world ceases to exist and you fall into this sort of perfect rhythm with the universe. All right, so I know you're probably thinking something like, Kirk, what the frick did you write on those banners? Well, since you asked so nicely, let me tell you. Before all things, there was a single point of light. One day, the light expanded, growing larger and larger until the whole universe was full of it. The light was complete, but all alone. It reached out to the edges of its body and pulled them towards each other until they touched. When they did, the light broke apart into 10,000 little pieces. Each new piece flew off in different directions, ricocheting across the endless universe. When two pieces met, they had no idea they had once been a part of the same light. They had to start from scratch, over and over and over, relearning who they were for all time. One day, many lights gathered together. They found that by remaining close, they could hold on to their memories. More and more lights gathered, pooling their energies. They remembered what it felt like to be alone. Some thought the first light was right to break apart. Others wanted to rejoin the whole. One light offered a third option, suggesting they each take on mortal form, living separate to know each other, then dying to rejoin the whole, and starting again until they were satisfied with life. The others agreed, and all the lights became the plants and trees and flowers. Some took flight, and others dove deep. A few became the stars, the sun, the moon, and even the vast ocean. Okay, well, that was pretty cool, right? TFW, you accidentally write a cosmogeny of the universe. Yeah, we all know that feeling. What day is it again? What day? It's day 0? It's day 0 since Marion has been gone? Okay, great. Let's see how the rest of this goes.